This is a story of 5 ASU students chosen to live in a house without Sun Devil television. Nate confides in the crew his distaste for the rules of the house.
I don't know what's up with this place. We get Comedy Central, MTV, and even Spike TV, but there's no SD TV. They took the 2 off the remote. I'm going crazy. I can't handle this.
Will he last another episode? Find out next time on The Lost Devils.
A week later, one election result is finally decided. Iran is making progress on a nuclear weapons program, and its president is offering help to the U.S. in Iraq. This is SD-TV. Good afternoon, I'm Brittany Johnson.
And I'm Megan Case. Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has said that he is willing to talk with President Bush in order to reduce the violence in Iraq, but only if the U.S. changes its attitude. President Bush is also asking for a change of behavior before talks may begin. Bush has called for the Iranian government to halt all nuclear activity. However, this request was rejected by Ahmadinejad. He later stated at a news conference in Tehran that the world has no choice but to live with a nuclear Iran.
In further discussions surrounding Iran's nuclear activity, Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad stated Tuesday that his country expects to have its uranium enrichment program able by February to produce enough nuclear fuel for its needs. The Iranian leader said that this year's 10-day dawn period will mark the Iranian nation's success in mastering fuel cycle as well as its achievements in other fields. Ahmadinejad added that he has something to tell the Americans. He stated, "I will soon send a message to the American people. The message is in the stage of preparation." Without elaborating any further, he said that his message would be in response to U.S. government statements.
A full week after the polls closed, U.S. Representative J.D. Hayworth officially conceded to Arizona's new Congressman, Democrat Harry Mitchell. Hoping to close the 5,900 vote gap between himself and Mitchell, Hayworth postponed the announcement until all early ballots were counted. However, as the numbers rolled in, the gap only grew wider. Mitchell stated that he will wait out of respect for the voting process until all votes are counted to declare victory.
The Food and Drug Administration has now come out and announced that Tamiflu may have more side effects than previously thought of. More than 100 recent cases of delirium, hallucinations, and other unusual psychiatric behavior in Japanese patients who were treated with the drug should have parents considering the hazards. The FDA updated the label after receiving the 103 reports of abnormal behavior, most of which involved children in Japan. They also stated that the relation between the drug and the behavior had not been established, and the updated label intended to mitigate a potential risk associated with Tamiflu. It recommends that close monitoring of patients begin immediately after starting treatment with the drug. Furthermore, health officials are apprehensive about dissuading people from taking Tamiflu, since the drug could play an important role in an outbreak of bird flu. It doesn't prevent the flu, but can reduce the severity of its symptoms.
Former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani, has taken the initial steps toward a possible run for president in 2008. Giuliani is recognized nationwide for his commendable leadership during the September 11th attacks and is also known for his considerably left-wing Republican views. Other possible candidates include Democrat Senators Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, as well as Arizona's Republican Senator John McCain.
Civil rights activists filed suit Tuesday asking German prosecutors to open a war crimes investigation of former Defense Secretary Donald H. Rumsfeld, as well as other U.S. officials, for their alleged abusive roles at Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison and Guantanamo Bay. The suit is on behalf of 12 alleged torture victims, 11 Iraqis held at Baghdad's Abu Ghraib prison, and Mohammed al-Qahtani, a Saudi held at the U.S. military prison in Guantanamo Bay, who has been identified by the U.S. as a would-be participant in the September 11th attacks. The group pursuing the alleged tortures wants to ensure that others realize that the procedure done in Cuba is not acceptable. Prosecutors feel that they have a comprehensive case that will stand in court. Although German prosecutors already declined to investigate a more limited suit in 2004, the attorneys involved think they have a better case ready with congressional hearing notes on the al-Qahtani case.
This Saturday is senior day for our ASU football players, and 2 seniors are back in the game for this one against UCLA. Wide receiver Terry Richardson will likely be playing in his final college game after returning from a knee injury suffered almost a month ago during practice. Senior receiver Jamal Lewis will also be returning after dealing with off-the-field issues, which kept him off the field for the past 2 weeks. The Devils will be facing UCLA's starting quarterback Pat Cowan. The sophomore shut down Oregon State's 4-game winning streak last week in his first game as starter for UCLA.
That's all from the SDTV News Desk. Thanks for watching. If you can't get enough news, catch us again at the top of every hour or check us asuwebdevil.com.
And now you can watch this or any episode of SDTV News whenever you want to on youtube.com. Just search for Sun Devil Television. Lindsay and Tara will be here tomorrow, and we will see you next week.
This is the story of 5 ASU students chosen to live in a house without Sun Devil Television. Jason doesn't understand what all the fuss is about.
Everybody's making a big deal of this SDTV thing. I don't even know what this is, but they're all acting like a bunch of sissies, crybabies, talking about, I don't have it. I lived without it my whole life. I seem fine.
Will he ever discover what he's missing? Find out next time on Lost Devils.